All right, guys, back for another Flashback Friday. We missed last week. Kristen was gone. She had to go back home, and I was busy with the Toyota Series up on St. Lawrence River, wrapping it up, and just didn't have time. Had a guy come down from Maine and spent a week fishing with him, and just didn't work out. Got to do it. So we're here at the General Tire Team Series in Erie, Pennsylvania. I know you guys are watching that on live. You've got to be enjoying it. It's so much fun. It's such a cool format, getting to fish with your best friend or one of your really good buddies, and teaming up on these tournaments out here and fishing against your other buddies. You know, we got a house that's in the knockout round tomorrow. Our entire house made up of 2 teams. We're against Matt, Stephan, and Drew Gill. They're getting to fish tomorrow too, and can't wait to see how it shakes out. One of us is for sure going to the championship round, if not both teams. Hopefully that's the way it works out. But this week I'm going to carry you guys back to how I got out here on the tour and got started. You know, growing up with a father that fished full time for 33 years. He started fishing with BASS in 88, won his first tournament in 89 on Lake Okeechobee, and then shortly after that I came along. Actually, he won his first tournament in 88, I believe it was. Maybe it was 89. No, because I was born in 89. So he won his first tournament on Okeechobee in 88. I come along in 89, and you know, pretty much the rest is history. I was just born to do it. I remember as young as the age of 2, the little Snoopy rod, one of the little yellow plugs on the end of it, no hook or anything. And I can remember my dad had a meeting or something up on Bull Shoals, and I can remember standing on the edge of a retaining wall, throwing that little yellow plug out on a Snoopy pole and having spotted bass to come up and eat it. And it was pretty cool. I think it only happened like twice while we were standing there that it happened. I remember my dad was blown away about it too. I was throwing a little yellow plug that come on the end of that line, and had a couple spotted bass to come up and eat that thing. And I can remember that as vivid as it just happened last week. I mean, it's crazy that I can remember that, and I was only 2 years old, my mom and dad said. But it's going forward, you know, like I said, when I was 3, 4, 5 years old, I was absolutely obsessed with this sport. I remember if it was too cold or too rainy when I was a little boy and I wasn't able to go fishing that day with my dad, I remember he would walk through the door and the first thing I wanted to do is smell his hands. I could tell how well he caught them that day by how fishy his hands smelled. I mean, I've just always been obsessed with them. First thing I wanted to do every time I got in the boat was look in the live wells to see if there was any fish in there. I mean, it's just always been that way for me. So growing up, I always knew that that's what I was going to do. That was my passion, was to fish for a living, just like my father. I can remember, you know, people always in school, all my teachers, my classmates, they knew me as the fishing kid. I mean, that's what I was going to do, and they thought that was really cool. It was never questioned in my childhood or growing up what I was going to do. Everybody already knew Spencer was going to fish for a living. So starting in the 10th grade, I started taking a bunch of extra classes, college courses, so I could get out of school early. My graduating class was 2007, but when we went on Christmas break, I took a bunch of extra classes in my 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year. And so when we went on my Christmas break in December of 2006, I was finished. I took my semester test, passed all my classes, had enough credits that I did not have to go back after Christmas. And I started on the FLW tour as a co-angler. I fished one that summer prior to my 12th grade year on Old Hickory, and that was my very first co-angler debut. But my very first legit co-angler tournament for a full season was at Lake Okeechobee. Don't remember how I did there. I think I finished 61st or something, but after that I started really doing well, had multiple top 10s that year, finished second co-angler of the year. Went on for the next 5 years. I fished co-angler from 2007 all the way through 2012. Finished in the top 10 in points every year, but in 2012 they told us they were going to give away a fully rigged Ranger boat for co-angler of the year. It was the first year that they were going to decide to do it, and I knew right then, I was like, I have to win that boat so I can pay my entry fees as a pro in 2013 and get out here and do it for a living. And I did. I won co-angler of the year that year by 1 point. Beat one of my really good buddies back at home, Keaton Blaylock. Had an outstanding year that year, and it just worked out. It was just a blessing from God that I was able to win that co-angler of the year by 1 point. And I've been out here ever since. You know, I fished 2013, 14, and 15 as a pro. Had to take off 4 years, went through a divorce, a bankruptcy, and all that, but I've been back out here ever since, working my tail off to stay within the fishing industry. Even though I was at a local level, I was able to get back out here in 2020, and I've never looked back. And now, I mean, to see where we've made it to since then, you know, I'm out here fishing the Bass Pro Tour for the last 2 years, fishing the General Tire Team Series this year, or last year, and this week we're out here and we get to fish another one in November, me and Matt. It's just incredible, and I'm so excited to be out here fishing where I'm at. And you know, we're gonna, and one of these Flashback Fridays we're gonna be doing here pretty soon, I'm gonna bring my dad into it, and we'll talk a little bit more about past experiences and things, and maybe where the sport's headed and what he thinks, get his take on it. But guys, that's how I got started. You know, I got my beautiful wife Kristen now. We've been married for 7 years. We got 3 kids, and you know, we're gone from the house a lot from them. It's tough. It's tough being gone. It's gotten in the last couple of years where it's really hard on me to leave the house. Once I get gone, it's easy. You know, it's a lot easier. I'm out here and I'm not seeing them every day, and it's not them, you know, crying the night before I leave, not wanting me to go. But it's just it's a tough pill to swallow sometimes to leave the house. It makes it a lot easier when I know I'm getting to go north and catch a big smallmouth. But a lot of times, if I know we're going somewhere the fishing's not going to be very good, it makes it even harder to leave the house. But you know, this year I've been gone. One time I was gone 34 days, and right now I've been gone 37 up to this point without seeing my kids. So it makes it rough. I mean, this isn't that easy of a job. I mean, you spend a lot of time away from home, a lot of time away from your family. But nonetheless, I couldn't feel more blessed to be doing this. Wouldn't trade it for anything. And that's how I got to where I'm at today.